Thursday, 24th of February 2023. This is the date today, and this is the breakfast show on Camnet TV, where we discuss a lot of important aspects happening in our country. Today's topic of discussion is very important for your business, for those who are watching us in the comfort of your home, or for those who are, for example, let me give you a tip. You don't yet have employment, and you're looking for a way to start a business. Today's topic of discussion might just be what you need to motivate you to challenge yourself to start up that business. So I am your host this morning, Prudence Chota, and I am excited every time I come on set because we get to talk, to discuss, to interact on a lot of important aspects. Remember, this show also gives you an opportunity to just call, make those contributions, submissions, ask those questions. If anything, give us those suggestions that you have. I always emphasize to say sometimes the solution to economic challenges that Zambia is currently faced with lies in you, the viewer watching this program. So the very moment you call, make those contributions and submissions, you might not know who's listening. That might be just a solution that we need. So this morning, we are discussing digital marketing. When we talk about digital marketing, what do we mean? What does it mean for my business? Why is it that we are seeing other businesses flourishing while other businesses struggle to find market out there? This is the breakfast show, and Friday, remember, we discuss business, it's strict business, and that is what we are discussing this morning. So stay glued to your platform so that you hear more on the discussion that we are having this morning. So before I bore you with a lot of talking, we are going to go into our morning boost where we exercise to keep fit. Remember, exercising is very important for you and for your health. A healthy nation relies on the healthy people. So we are going to go into our morning boost. Stay tuned and exercise along with us.
Hello. It's your boy Harrison, aka the Fitness Puppy. So we are here again at Cho's Fitness Gym in Kablonga. So today I'm going to do squats, and I have my best buddy here by the name of Lot, going to demonstrate a squat. That's what we are going to do with a 30 kg. Okay, we can go. Yeah, been a bit wide. Yeah? Yeah, any. Yeah, oh, there. Yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1, we go. 1, come on. 2, keep your upper body straight. 2, 3, let's go. 4, come on. 5, let's go. 6, let's go. 7, let's go. 8, come on. 9, let's go. And 10. Cool. So like I said in my previous videos, the squats actually targets the guts as well as the hamstring. So if you have the pot bar, it also slightly touches there. So this squats type my guy was doing, it's called a deep squat. You go all the way deep, then you squat. So the same very squat is actually performed when you are carrying a light weight. That's when you can go deep. Okay, it's going for the second one. Watch and see. Three, 2, 1, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, come on, 4, 5, let's go. 6, let's go. 7, come on. 8, let's go. 9, come on. And 10, wow, nice. Okay guys, that was all for today. You've been with me, Harrison, aka the Fitness Puppy. Remember, we also have new stock here, so you can come and check up here at Cho's Fitness Gym, and we also offer discounts for students, couple of 5 people as well as a couple. Bye bye.
That was our morning boost in the morning today. Remember, keep it short to make it nice. That's what we just did. I know most of you will be saying, but Kapo Wangwa Kaka segment. Yes, for those who follow us, you would agree that we've had to limit that so that we give you time to exercise along with us. We don't want you, when you're starting, your heart is racing and you feel like collapsing. No, we care for you. But morning boost is very important. If you cannot exercise with us at this particular time, you can do that actually at another time where you can, of course, exercise by following that particular segment. Remember, this program is also being streamed live on our Facebook page. So even in the evenings before going to bed, you can just specifically go to this segment, exercise, take a bath, and go sleep. And trust me, you will have good dreams. And then also, we care about your health. That's why we bring you the Doctor's Corner. So this morning, let's get to hear what the doctors have to say on the Doctor's Corner. Remember, also, you can send us the topic of discussion that you'd like the doctor to table on this particular program, and we will have it play along the week so that you can learn more on 1, 2, 3, or a lot of things about particular illnesses and how you can live with them. Camnet TV cares for you. That's why we also bring you tips that will help you survive and live a longer life. So right about now, let's go into the Doctor's Corner.
Hi, welcome to the Health Corner here on the Breakfast Show. I am Dr. Nakubia Namfaya. So this week we have been talking about prostate cancer, and yesterday we talked about some of the signs and symptoms of prostate cancer. We said that people who have prostate cancer might have certain symptoms like urinary problems where they feel the urge to urinate, but when they go to the toilet to urinate, they find the urine is not coming out, or they have very little urine. And they might also experience having a weak stream where the urine is coming out, but it's not with the force that it usually comes out. They might also have blood in the urine, and they might also urinate frequently. So they usually go to the toilet very frequently to urinate. Then we also say that some of the other signs that they might present with are that they might have weight loss, very significant weight loss where they lose so much weight in a very short period of time. They might also have symptoms like fatigue. So they might be feeling tired most of the times because of the condition that they have. So today we'll talk about how prostate cancer is diagnosed and how it's treated in the hospital. So prostate cancer, there are some steps that are needed to be taken for you to arrive at the diagnosis of having prostate cancer. So usually your doctor will order a test that we call the prostate specific antigen test. And if this test comes out positive, or if there is an elevated amount of this PSA, we call it PSA, then you are likely to have prostate cancer. However, it doesn't say that it's only prostate cancer that can cause the PSA to rise. Even BPH can do that. So it's important that other tests are done to be able to ascertain whether it's cancer or not. So the PSA will be done, and also there's another test called digital rectal exam. And this is a test that is done, a finger is placed into the anus through the rectum to be able to feel how big the prostate is. And this test is very uncomfortable, and most men are usually scared to go for screening or for testing for prostate cancer because they do not want to experience the discomfort of this test. But it's important that this test is done in the hospital for them to be able to know whether the prostate is bigger in size and how big is it really. So because of the position of the prostate where it is, it's usually located very close to the rectum, so it's easy to feel the prostate through the rectal area. So that's another screening test that can be done to check whether the prostate is bigger in size than normal. Then the other thing that can be done is that you can do an ultrasound, even though it's not very specific, because it might not really show very well how big the prostate is. But one test that can be done, another test is an MRI that can show how the prostate is in relation to other organs in the stomach or in the pelvis. So those are some of the tests that can be done. So the other thing that needs to be done is a biopsy. And when the biopsy is done, it can help to check how the cells are looking in the prostate. So they get a small piece of or a small portion of the prostate, just a very, very small portion, whether through a needle. So it helps to show exactly what type of cells are there in the prostate, and are these cells cancerous or not. So if the cells are cancerous, it would also help to stage what stage are they, what stage of the cancer is it. So it will help with the treatment as well, because when the stage is known, to say it's at this stage, then it would help to say, okay, we need to use this type of treatment to treat this prostate cancer. So it's important that you go for screening. For men who are the age of 40 and above, you need to start screening early, especially if you have a family history of cancer, whether it's prostate cancer or any other cancer in the family, then you need to start your screening very early. But for people who are 65 years and above, then it's mandatory for them to start their screening as well, because they're more likely to have prostate cancer. So that is how prostate cancer can be diagnosed in the hospital. And there are so many treatments, not really a lot of treatment options, but there are some treatment options that can be used to treat prostate cancer. So one of them is that depending on the staging or the stage at which the cancer is at, the prostate can be removed, and that is a surgical procedure where the prostate is removed, and thereafter, you can have other therapies like radiation therapy, which can help to kill all the other cancer cells that may be present. Then radiotherapy can be used on its own without doing surgery if the cancer hasn't really spread so much. So you can have radiation therapy alone, where the cells are shrinked to the normal size of the prostate. So it helps to shrink the cells and to also kill the cancerous cells. So those are some of the treatment options that are there for people who have prostate cancer. They might also have other therapies like hormonal therapy, which is not very common, but it can also be done where you're given certain medications that can increase certain hormones in the body to be able to shrink the cancer and to kill some cancer cells. So those are the treatment options that are there for people who have prostate cancer. So today we are learning that prostate cancer can be diagnosed, and it can be treated as well through certain treatment options that are there. So you need to get your screening. You need to go for screening. As for all men, you are all encouraged to go for prostate cancer screening, and we've learned how the screening is done. It's not only the digital rectal exam, which is a DRE, but also a test can be done to be able to ascertain whether you have cancer or not, and even other tests like MRI or ultrasound can be done to show whether you have cancer and at what stage the cancer is at. So today we also learned that you can treat prostate cancer through radiation therapy and also through surgical procedures where the prostate is removed based on the staging. So it's important for you to get screened so that you don't go to the hospital only after the cancer has spread so much or has gone to other parts of the body. So that is how you can get screened for prostate cancer. Thank you for watching.
coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet television, not just another channel.
There you have it. That was the doctor's corner for this morning. And of course, she was talking about prostate cancer. I know this particular topic has been something of great concern. And most of the time you realize that people who have prostate cancer do not even realize that they have it until maybe it's too late. So we care about you as Camnet TV. That's why we bring you that health corner in the morning where you can just listen to what the doctors have to say. In case you have a question, send those questions through and we'll be able to forward them to the doctor so that she can explain further. And of course, how you can, of course, access treatment and other stuff can also be learned through the doctors. So you can send us those messages and we will be able to connect you to the doctors. This morning, of course, also we are going to see how is it that our local currency is performing against other major convertibles. I know Kwacha is not doing quite well, and it has raised a lot of concerns from members of the public. And of course, we saw the Central Bank of Zambia come in to intervene in the matter to ensure that our Kwacha does not escalate to alarming levels. So let's see how is it that our local currency is performing against other major convertibles this morning. There you have it. So that is our local currency. Zambian kwacha against the Great British Pound this morning is buying at 23 kwacha 49 ngwe and selling at 23 kwacha 59 ngwe. Zambian kwacha against the US dollar is buying at 19 kwacha 52 ngwe and selling at 19 kwacha 90 ngwe. The Zambian kwacha against the euro is buying at 20 kwacha 71 ngwe and selling at 21 kwacha 11 ngwe. The Zambian kwacha against the South African rand is buying at 1 kwacha 07 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 09 ngwe. That is the money market for this morning. Zambian kwacha there against US dollar, not doing as we expect as a country, considering the fact that in 2022, kwacha became one of the best performing currencies in the world, second from the United States dollar. But that record, of course, has not been maintained for a long time. And what we are seeing now is that our local currency is depreciating. A lot of interventions have been done. Central Bank of Zambia has actually revised the statutory reserve ratio by 2.5 percentage point from 9 where it was to 11.5. And we also saw the central bank last week adjust the monetary policy rate by 0.25 basis point. So those are some of the interventions that the central bank is putting in place. And of course, we hope to see the results begin to manifest. I know the Bank of Zambia governor did say that it's because of the interventions that they've put in place. That's why the local currency is not even moving away from the 19. It has been stable. I don't know they call it stable, but that's what the Bank of Zambia governor said. He said if we didn't move in to intervene, things could have been, of course, worse than we are seeing now. So we wish all the best to our policymakers, even as they rule this country, even as they guide us, even as they make policies that favor the Zambian people. Remember, if this administration fail, we all fail. If this administration succeed, we all succeed. So even when we offer checks and balances, let them be that which contributes to the development of this country, because we only have one Zambia, one nation. There will never be another Zambia. Fato, you've got plans that in any chokam Zambia, you'll be here, and we need to develop our country. Talking about developing our country, there are a lot of ways in which we can develop our country, and that can only be done if you move from that comfort zone and begin to do something. So this morning we are discussing digital marketing. This particular topic is something that has become a topic of great concern. It has become a topic of interest, actually. When you're doing business, if you're in a business, if you are a student, you just completed, you don't know what to do yet, this particular topic will open your mind to some of the opportunities that you can grab out there in order for you to become relevant and contribute, of course, to the development of the country and, of course, become your own employer. That's what we want. Looking forward to becoming our own employer. So this morning, I am joined, of course, by someone who's joining us on set for the first time, but this is not going to be the last time you're going to be seeing her. This is the first, and it won't be the last. So I am joined by Milumbi Mwanamujende. I know that name sounds familiar. When you hear me speak like that, you know it sounds familiar. So Milu, I know that's what sometimes you are called.
Yes, yes.
It's good to have you on set this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and we look forward to having a wonderful discussion this morning.
Yes,
I know
me
for
too.
those who know you should be excited that we are actually having a discussion this morning with you. And of course, I am excited to host a lady today. I know I host a lot of guys, and once in a while, we do host ladies
That's a
to
good
talk
thing.
about business. So I know this particular segment on Friday, we talk about business, and going forward, we're going to be seeing a lot of ladies coming on set to discuss a lot of important things that are happening. Because remember, also us as women, we are contributing to the development of this country, and we will give women a platform to also speak out and hear what they have to say. So this morning we are discussing digital marketing. When you hear digital marketing, what comes into your mind? So Madam Mwana Mujende here is the administrative manager for H&M Group of companies, and she is joining us to speak about what I said. So when we talk about H&M Group of companies,
Yes.
maybe for those who are watching us and are joining us for the first time, or they are seeing you for the first time, they would like to know, what is it that you do as an organization?
All right, thank you very much. H&M Group is a proudly licensed Zambian company, and we've been in existence since 2016. We've been here for a while. And at the core of who we are, we like to add value to the people that are around us. And then as a group, we have a number of brands as well. So most of our brands include, we do consultation, we do marketing, we're into agro-processing, hence the H&M spices and herbs this side. And then we're also into different training programs as well.
Okay.
Yes.
It's interesting to actually know that you do quite a number of things. And I'm also particularly interested on the part where you've mentioned you do herbs and spices.
Okay,
I know
great.
this particular sector is something that has not really been explored in our country,
Sure.
but a lot of people can actually participate in that particular sector. Maybe it's because people do not know how to go about it.
Yeah.
That's why maybe they've decided to shun away. And of course, this morning we will be digging a little bit deeper into that for those who are watching us. When we talk about digital marketing, I know we are living in this digital space.
Yes.
And the world is moving digital. I think everything is now becoming digital. So when
Yes,
we talk
it is.
about digital marketing, what is it that you mean as an organization?
Well, for us as an organization, when we talk about digital marketing, it's the space of, I'm trying to break it down in layman's terms. You know how, let me start from COVID, eh? We had COVID, and then we realized that when COVID came, we were almost detached from each other. The only way to get through to each other, to progress and do anything during that era was through phone calls, through internet, through online ways of doing things. It was either Facebook, you're either on Twitter, you're either doing FaceTime, you're either doing WhatsApp. So then digital marketing comes in because we finally realized to say, if we do not do digital marketing, we might not be seen by the rest of the country and the rest of the world. So digital marketing for us is a core, because we would love for people to explore and expose themselves. We want to encourage everybody to say, at the end of the day, it's okay to have a business at your home, an organization, whatever it is that you do, a trade, but you will not get the benefits of it if you're not going to be digitally inclined. So digital marketing is mostly us enabling people to say, look, you can come on the digital space and everybody else will see you regardless of where you are. We're no longer bound to, I'm stuck at home and I cannot be seen out there. Digital marketing is a space that allows you to be seen no matter where you are. You can be in the bush, and as long as you have a phone, you will be seen. Even the most uneducated person, so to say, if they have a phone, they'll be able to be seen. And on our end, at the core, we want to teach everybody around us to say, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. If you have a digital marketing space, you have a gadget, you'll be able to access the world. And the world in turn will access you. So if you have anything that you have to offer to the world, why keep it hidden? You have the digital marketing space. So that's where we want to teach people to say, digital marketing is the place, is the channel to use to be seen. Even us, as H&M Group. Obviously, digital marketing is because we're here right now in the studio right now. This is digital marketing, right? They're going to know about H&M Group because I'm here in this space. Why? Because people have got gadgets. They're able to access information through all those things. So even on your end as a business person, whoever you are, if you want to be seen out there, digital marketing is the space to use, definitely right now. It's very important.
Well explained there. I know we have this notion that digital space sometimes corrupt morals. I think this has been one of the hindering factor for people progressing, because I've seen maybe elderly people who are doing business and they don't like to have a lot to do with the digital space because they say this is for the young generation, it corrupts his morals and stuff like that. I know there's all this notion attached to that. So can you just talk a little bit about this aspect where people think digital space is just here to corrupt public morals?
Okay. With respect to where that comes from, I do understand, honestly. You know, before digital marketing, before we had technology, people were okay with what they knew. You know, sometimes being overexposed can lead to a terrible detriment at the end of the day. And so I understand where they're coming from. But to soothe them and to make them understand, to say digital marketing is the way to go, I would like to emphasize to say these things can be controlled. I'll give an example of parenting at home, we have Netflix, we have DSTV, we have so many things to watch now because of digital marketing, right? So there's parental controls. Obviously, when it comes to Netflix, you're able to put a password and then kids cannot access certain things. Even YouTube, there's YouTube for kids. So digital marketing, much as it can be abused by people, and the older generation think that maybe it's for the millennials now because of what it brings to the table, mostly the negative side of things, it actually has a huge positive impact when you use it the correct way. But it's the decision of the end user at the end of the day. I would have to decide to say, look, what am I doing? Say for the elders, if they know that this is a space that can be dangerous for children, they can control it for their children and even for themselves. You can literally choose what you expose yourself to on the digital marketing space. I can choose not to be on Facebook, on certain pages, not follow certain people, not follow certain programs. Then with time, all that will be coming on my feed is what I have chosen to watch. So mostly it will be generating those things. That's how the digital marketing space is. So it's really controlled as long as you choose to control it.
As long as you choose to control it. Of course, for those who are watching us for the first time, you're just joining us, this is the Breakfast Show. And remember, Friday, we look at the business sector of what is happening around. So this morning, interestingly, we are discussing digital marketing. In case you're wondering what that animal is, this is what we are trying to do, to describe this animal so that even a lay person out there can understand when we say digital marketing, what does it mean. So I am joined by, of course, the administrative manager for H&M Group, and of course this is Milumbe Mwana Mujende. Milumbe Mwana Mujende. Of course, you can call her Milu. A lot of people call her that and know her by that name. And of course, she has explained digital marketing. What does it mean? There is this aspect of people thinking digital marketing corrupts morals. Is that true? Then there is also another aspect that we think so much when we talk about digital space, and that's the fact that digital space is expensive.
Okay.
I know this has been coming up from some people where they think digital marketing, I think this is expensive. And if you see sometimes you want to advertise maybe using Facebook, you realize that maybe they'll tell you need to pay $15, you need to pay $20, and people think, I can't do that, it's expensive. Then we also people think, no, I can't buy bundles, because for you to be on the digital space, you need to spend some resources to, of course, buy your bundles. What is your say when it comes to expensiveness in terms of the digital space?
I would say that it's not expensive. I think people have the perception that digital marketing spaces are quite expensive. Also, it depends on what you're doing. Say, let me bring it back home. For myself, right, and what I do by myself, say on Facebook, if I have a product that I want to sell, there's an option of you not having to pay for anything. You might think that all the time you have to pay for something. It's not every time. Facebook, for example, does not give you only one option. You can exist as a trader on Facebook and not even bother boosting your campaigns or anything like that. You can have this, what is called an organic reach, you know, basically by just being consistent. Buy your bundles, even if it's 5 kwacha, 10 kwacha, you choose for a day, because you've already targeted your audience at that moment to say, you know what, in this 10 kwacha, what should I do? And when Airtel gives you the 10 kwacha, they're expecting you to maximize, obviously to expire if you don't use it in the given time, right? So when you buy a bundle for 10 kwacha and you know in this moment this is what I need to use it for, you first identify what you want to use it for. You say, okay, I'm selling clothes. All right, who do I target? When you go to Facebook, there's so many things, marketplace, business pages. You post everything in there without having to pay for anything except just your data. Even in 5 kwacha, a few minutes of using that little data goes a long way, trust me. Because what happens is, whatever you share is going to be generated in different places, and then people will get in touch with you. That's the advantage. So you never need to wait. It's not a thing of until I have so much money or it's too expensive. It's affordable for each and every person. That's how the digital marketing space is. Besides, it's not just you using your own space. There's advertising through people. You can easily ask friends. WhatsApp is a digital marketing space. Facebook itself. You ask your friends to say, guys, this is what we do. This is what our company does. Help us advertise. You send flyers, you send audios, you send whatever you can. And when people do that, you're simply using the digital marketing space. So it's not expensive. I could literally have no bundle here and maybe not even have a phone. But you know what I can do? I'll ask you to say, I have this and that. Can you post for me on your page? Can you advertise for me? So digital marketing has enabled us to maximize its essential power without even having to spend too much. I can use you, I can use anybody around me to be seen. Doesn't necessarily mean that if I do not have a gadget with me, I cannot use the digital marketing space. And that's why I like it. It's really a soft space for everyone. And if you're not using it, I would suggest you really start to use it now. Stop thinking it's expensive, because it's not. There's so many ways to use it.
You can spend a 10 kwacha and any a million kwacha.
Yes, as long as you use it well. Honestly, when you just define what you want before you actually get to the tool that you're going to use, you can reap the benefits of it. Obviously, it's not going to happen in a day, because everybody has to get somewhere by taking steps, right? So you continue with the consistency, and then you see the results.
I know earlier when we were having some moment, you did also speak to the fact that you do work with farmers.
Okay,
in this area, you do target farmers.
Yes.
Let's get to hear what you do when you are working with the farmers. What is it that H&M Group does when it comes to dealing with the farmers?
All right, thanks for that. On the brand of the spice and herbs, we work with farmers a lot because we are into the agro-processing business, obviously. So what we normally do with the farmers is we have our grower schemes where we train farmers on how to go around growing our raw materials, say the spices, whatever herbs we're using, because at the end of the day they have to process, we have to dry them, and then eventually sell to the public. But what we do is we help farmers in that most of them, we have agronomists that go out and teach our farmers how to test soil, how to do this and that to make sure the environment is okay for this particular herb that you're growing. And then on our end, what we do is we create a market for them. When we train them that way, we open a space where their products are out there, they grow them, and then we even guarantee them a market by being the ones to buy. So whatever raw materials we use as H&M spices and herbs, we get from our farmers, the outgrowers. We don't just teach them, but we also add value by buying from them. We are like literally they're our first go-to when we are buying our raw materials. And then also we encourage them to use the digital space, so we do trainings for that as well, so that they can be seen. We shouldn't only be the clients that they have, we want everybody else around them to know that they're there. So basically that's our give back to the economy. Basically we want to grow people, we want to grow the farmers. People shouldn't just be farming the herbs and spices because this is our market. Yes, it shouldn't just be us. Let the farmers grow these things, then we give them market. And even as we give them market, we educate everybody else to say we have people where we get these raw materials from, get from them. And then every farmer can make money at the end of the day. Instead of just doing little farming, you can still grow into the bigger space of, you know.
So who are the farmers that you target in this case? Do you target those who formed cooperative, or do you yourselves help farmers form cooperative and then give them a task or a target to reach?
It's everyone basically. We do not have a wall or a limit or a boundary to it. We say when we see there's potential here to grow, to help, we branch in. So whether cooperatives or individuals, especially even the ones in the rural areas, because we want to promote economic growth for the country at the end of the day. So we target every person that says they're interested in doing spices and herbs. We go for them and we educate them, and in turn they grow as well.
Okay. I am just a student. I just left university.
Okay.
I don't yet have a job.
Uh-huh.
And I've struggled to find a job out there.
Yeah.
How can I use the digital space to start up a business? And how much capital, maybe perhaps, will I need if I'm to start a business using digital space?
Well, what I would say is, as a student, you're fresh from school. I think every student's mind is extremely active when they're fresh from school because, you know, they're hungry for growth. They're hungry to pursue their careers, right? But in the moment that maybe the job is not there and you have an idea and the digital marketing space is there for you, you maximize it. It goes back to what I said. You work with people. Digital marketing also will not work if you're just working alone because you cannot be seen if everybody is not working with you. So you look at the people around you as a student and say, okay, I finished my school. You start with your family. If you have an idea, talk to them. They'll guide you. It will grow. And then if that idea is finally a concrete thing, capital comes in, you ask if it's your parents or relatives around you, but sometimes we don't really have the capacity to have capital, right? So the digital marketing space comes in. It goes back to what I was saying. The people around you, your network, whoever is around you, that's your digital marketing space advantage in so many ways. Why? Because if I'm a student and I don't have money, but I have these clothes that I bought, say maybe from thrifting, I bought two Masalaola clothes and then I decided to wash them and clean them up for sale. I can start with 10 items. And then I say, how do I make my money? Because Salaola is very cheap. And then I price them nicely. And then I say, let me test this digital marketing space. I'll come to you because I've met you. I'll contact you and say, that's digital marketing. Just my message to you. That's the digital marketing space. I'll tell you I have this and this and that. Then I'll send you pictures. I'll tell another person. I'll tell another person. Then I'll use my WhatsApp status to advertise all of that. That's still digital marketing space. It's just that people think digital marketing is a big thing that you do not know about, but everything we have around us is digital marketing, and we just need to know how to use it. So if I maximize and advertise myself like that and tell the people around me, and you, the people around me, buy, say even the people in the house and their friends, they buy some of those items. How much money am I making? Obviously, there's profit there. That's fine. Again, I rebuild my capital. I reinvest the money, and it will grow. So it shouldn't tie you to say, because I'm a student, I don't have capital. Start with whatever you have. Even 100 kwacha can grow into something big. Just use it very well for the digital marketing space. Honestly, I've had to learn personally how to use the digital marketing space. With the examples that I'm giving right now, is because it's personal experience. I've had to learn to say, okay, the people around me, those are the people that I can maximize on. Then eventually it grows into something
Maybe
bigger.
people might be wondering, she's just speaking, but what kind of business does she do for her to say use the digital space? Maybe also go into that a little bit so that when you're talking about this, people can understand what is it that you do and how do you use that as an opportunity to make resources.
Okay, all right. So I'll start with, first of all, with H&M, because we do spices and herbs. We have a page. And so because of that page, we use it to post everything that we have, our products, our consultation services, everything that we do. All of our brands are posted on our groups. And so we stay consistent by posting each and every day, every now and then, by targeting the specific times that we need to maximize them. When it's peak time, you obviously have to identify all those things to say, when are people most busy? You notice that when people are knocking off from work, they're on the bus, they're in the car, they're listening to the radio, they are checking on their Facebook. So you maximize on that time to say, this traffic time, people can be looking at all those things. Even if it's in the morning, there's all of that. That's what we do as H&M. We make sure we are consistent on our pages and we're always posting something because we need to be seen. It's the only way we're going to manage. And then if I say, like personally for my business, I thrift a lot here, there, right? And so for me, from personal experience, that's what I've done. I've had to learn to say, okay, from my thrifting, for me to be seen, normally for me, I use WhatsApp a lot. I will post my items on WhatsApp, and then people will see from my WhatsApp. Before I even go to Facebook, people are already inboxing me to say, I want this, I want that. But even when I post to Facebook, people will still come back to my WhatsApp because, oh, we saw that on Facebook. I'll put my number there. Obviously, when you're in the digital marketing space, you have to expose yourself so much. Basically, not your life, but your numbers, because people have to access you. And then when they come back to you, you make it work for you. So really, that's how to go about it. So even as our company, we do that a lot. We have our digital marketing manager who's very, very good, and he's always pushing our pages so that we are seen on that space. So from experience, that's what it is. You have to push. You have to work every single day. It will not work. You will not get the benefits of digital marketing if you're not consistent at the same time. I had to learn that personally as well, because if you're not staying consistent, say today I do something, I post something on Twitter, I say something on LinkedIn, or I say something on Facebook or Instagram, then I keep quiet for a month. People will not take me seriously. Why? Because they'll be like, oh, she's back. Oh, he's back. They are not very bothered. But imagine being in people's faces for a long time. I know there are people who are not social media oriented, like me personally. But you can decide and say, how am I going to be doing this? Is it every week? How many times in a week? You just gauge on how your personality is and say, I'm not so much of a social media person, but I can be posting my items maybe every Friday or every Monday. You choose one day in a week. And that consistency, people will end up seeing, oh, I've noticed this person, every Monday she posts. Then when you don't post, they'll be like, ah. So when they get used to that, they'll know, if I want something, I have to wait for Monday. Milo is going to post something. Oh, I have to wait for Tuesday. H&M Group is going to post something. They're always posting new spices on that day. They're always saying something on that day. So it's about consistency. You just choose what works for you, and you schedule it, and it eventually works.
Wow. Interesting there. If you're just tuning into the program, of course, this is the Breakfast Show and we are discussing digital marketing. Remember, the world has gone digital and you can still do business using the digital platform. This is what Milu here is trying to labor on explaining. In case you're just tuning in, pardon me, and you've missed what she was saying, this program, remember, is also streamed live on our Facebook platform. You can just go back, listen to the recording, and trust me, your life will not be the same. Talking about the digital space that we're talking about, maybe before we come to the dying end of our interview, most of the time we think it's only those who are actually working that can use digital space. So I'm sure those who are watching might be saying, but she's saying she's working for a group of company, a company, and then she's asking me to say, I can use the digital space to do business. So talk to also the need of who can participate on the digital space. Who is it exactly that can take part in the digital space? Okay.
Everyone can take part in the digital space. I'll bring it home. Kids, I don't know if all of us listening have children, but at home, our kids have got gadgets. They've got phones, you know. So just the fact that they are accessing the digital space through those gadgets, it means everybody can use it. You don't have to have a job to use digital marketing spaces at all. You just need to have a gadget or find someone with a gadget and maximize on the digital space. Also allow me, if I may, based off of that, as H&M Group, we actually do have a training. Hope I can actually come in and say this. We do have a training on the 3rd of March, which is a digital e-marketing masterclass. So we're teaching people how to maximize on the digital space. We're starting from the basics of what digital marketing is, because we want to add value to what digital marketing is, because already in itself it's value, but we want to add value to our people. People should come in. Hence, the way I mentioned, we train farmers a lot, but this training is basically for everyone. Anybody who wants to start a business, anybody who wants to be seen, anybody who's saying, I don't have a job and I want to know how to use digital marketing. You know, it's for each and every individual who wants to be comfortable with this animal called digital marketing. So we do have a training on the 3rd of March, and it will be an online training, because it's digital marketing. So if we're teaching digital marketing, we're going to have an online also lesson, so that people get comfortable to say digital marketing is not scary. Because I think also there's a back end of where people are afraid to say, what if I post this by mistake? What if I'm seen like this? You know, because of the perception that digital marketing has sometimes, like you said, about the elderly. But we're going to educate every person on the value of digital marketing and the value it will bring to you as a business, as an individual, for whatever it is that you need to do. That's what we're going to be doing on the 3rd of March.
Interesting. So how can people have access to your training? Do they just have to come on your Facebook platform? Or there's maybe what you're trying to share, there's a link they have to follow?
Great. Thanks for asking that. On our Facebook pages, we do have two. We have H&M Group, the letters H&M, and then we also have H&M Spices and Herbs. So both of our groups, pages, have got the link to our WhatsApp registration group. So when you go on our pages, you find the link, and then when you click it, brings you directly into the WhatsApp group, where now we give information, also detailed information on what you do. Of course, there's a fee. It's not free, but it's very cheap. It's 450 kwacha. Then once you register, we carry you next onto the portal, because we're going to be using the digital space regardless. So we're going to be training people online. So all those people will have to be guided through to say, this is your digital space, this is the portal you're going to use, and then we guide them, and then we're going to train them, because the training will be Each one will be remotely placed wherever they are. You can access it, whether you're in the office, if it's your lunch break, you can be able to access it because it's starting at 8 and we are ending at 15. So it's a whole, I think, how many hours is that? About 6-7 hours? Yes, around that time. So anybody who has that time and they've paid, they will access the training because that's how much time we have for it. So you can be at the office and then you can be working and still listening in because you know how it is. If it's whatever space we're going to use, we'll be able to see each other and say, oh, there's that person, they're listening in. That's how the training is curated. We want everybody, whether they're in Ndola, they don't have to travel and come to Lusaka. No.
Life has been made easy.
Life has been made easy. Digital marketing. So you don't have to physically come and travel. You can be anywhere. Even in South Africa, someone who wants to access it, the UK, America, anywhere, they'll be able to access what we are doing on that day because we are emphasizing on the digital marketing space. And what better way to do it but through the online training. So yeah, people should register it. We do it happen.
Where do you see us as a country going in the next maybe 5 to 10 years when it comes to the use of digital space? I know sometimes we use digital space wrongly, and I think most of the time, and most of us are spending a lot of time on our digital space doing, I think, a lot of nothing.
Yeah,
just mocking people, sending those bad messages to mock people, telling them how ugly they look and stuff like that. So where do you see us going in the next maybe 5 years to 10 years when we talk about the digital space?
I think, not political or anything, but I feel like the space we're in now is a space where people are more, what's the word? Orderly with the way they think. People are more careful now. People are more thoughtful. That's what I think. I know previously there's been a lot of bullying because social media digital marketing spaces are being used for bullying people, like you said, negativities, sending wrong messages. And sometimes it's possible I can sit on my phone and just scroll up and do nothing. I'm just scrolling. But I think with where we're at and what we're trying to achieve as a country, I feel like we're all in the same headspace. We're all trying to grow. We've all realized finally to say, you know what? We need to grow, we need to make money, we need to progress, we need to grow each other. It's not just about my personal space, it's about helping you, helping the next person. So I think in the next 5-10 years, we're going to be in a very good space if we choose. I will emphasize, it's the choice at the end of the day for the user. The end user of the digital marketing space should choose. Each of us as country people should be able to choose to say, you know what? We have to grow together as a whole so that our economy grows, so that we are seen as a country that is participating in so many good things, that we are raising our flag to say we are here, we are Zambians and we have these products. Say our spices and herbs, it's a Zambian product. Everything is locally organized and accessed and everything. And every other organization that is there, if we come together, I think in 10 years, we'll do great and we'll expose ourselves greatly and in a positive way, and it's going to work to our advantage as a country. So I would just say, let's use it wisely. Let's not use it for the wrong things. Let's not go to social media to bully each other just because you've seen this. And you know, people will bully you even for the right things that you're doing. So
I know that is one thing that is scaring people to participate on the digital space because they feel, when I do this, when I post this product, people will laugh at me, or maybe I will be bought just for doing that.
Whether right or wrong, people will bully you. But I think, thank you for raising that. You've just made me remember something. With digital marketing, it's, let's just say, even social media, it comes with the negativity, yes, but our focus should be on the positive. Whatever you're doing in your space, before you even start using digital marketing, remember that there will be people who will not like what you're doing. Remember that people will not like your product. It's not everybody. So target your people. Those will be enough for you. And when those like it, they'll carry your gospel and take it out there and say there's a product and there's a product and everybody will know about it. So the right people will come to you. Do not let the digital marketing space allow you to be bullied or to be made. Don't let it make you feel like you cannot use it. You can use it. But the key is you have to be very strong, strong-headed, level-headed. Don't allow it to discourage you when people start saying this, no, the product is not okay, you're not what. Just focus on what it is that you want, and trust me, you will get the benefits of digital marketing. Because everywhere we go, even before the digital marketing space, there's always somebody who's not going to like you and somebody who will. So you focus on the ones that will like you. Not that you're even trying to buy them in, but you just say, my product is here, you know your product is genuine, and you're using the digital space. Trust me, you will attract the right people into your space at the end of the day.
Of course. Milumbe Mwana Mujende was our guest this morning in studio. I'm enjoying pronouncing that name.
I can tell.
And I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yes,
but I'm enjoying pronouncing that name because, hey, my God, it's tongue twisting.
Yes, it is.
But of course, we've been having a wonderful discussion in the area of digital marketing. In case you don't have where to start from, she's mentioned the fact that institution, which is H&M group of companies, will be hosting a training with regards to digital space. So if you don't know where to start from, or maybe you didn't really get what she was saying, what is it? I think you can learn more from the experts who will teach you how you can go through this whole process and how you can use the digital space to actually make yourself some millions. Trust me, people are making a lot of money on the digital space. Others are just doing it in the comfort of their home, not even in an office, not even anywhere, just in the comfort of your home. You can still make yourself quite good amount of resources. What is important, as Milu said, is consistency. What is important is when you see negativity, do not dwell on the negative part, dwell on the positive, because not everyone is going to like what you do.
Exactly.
You mentioned that. I think I've also learned a lot on my own as a person doing business. Yeah, I think I know some of you have seen me on different platforms advertising my product. So I've learned actually a lot from her on the aspect of consistency. You need to be consistent when you're doing business and the things that you do. Very important discussion we had this morning, but this is where we've come to the end of our interview. Unless there's something you have to say in concluding, or you've already concluded.
Well, thanks for that opportunity. Since you asked about the training, I just want to encourage people to really come through and join us and register, because also we're going to have a lot of great facilitators. I'll name a few. We're going to have the Z Farmer, and you know, because our space is agroeconomy, so we looked at the Z Farmer, who has a very great following. And what is she using? The digital space.
Of course.
She has, I think, over 50,000, together with Young Farmer Manda. All those people are farmers who are in the digital marketing space. So we have such people coming to train people. Imagine somebody who's a farmer at home, and then they see the Z Farmer, they'll be encouraged to say, oh my goodness, someone has grown this big because they're maximizing on the digital space. We also have Ahmad Hamwi, he's into the aero space, and then also we have Dr. Mukosa. I think most people know him. He's a guru in digital marketing. So we have the right people curated for this particular training. So if people can come through, trust me, we'll add value to them.
They'll add value to you. That is a message. Take that message on. But this is where we have to allow Milu to actually leave. We've had a wonderful discussion. Trust me, it's been a wonderful discussion. In case you're just tuning into Camnet TV, we were discussing digital marketing. Where are we going as a world? Everything is becoming digital. And trust me, that gadget should not just be used to bully people. Actually, that gadget can earn you a lot of resources. That gadget is what you need to become a millionaire. You have what it takes. You just need to know how is it that you can go about it. You just need to know how is it that I can take advantage of this opportunity. So we are going to take a short breather as we allow Milu to get back to the office. I know she's very busy, but we appreciate the fact that she spared some time to come and talk to us this morning. So remember, this program is being streamed live on our Facebook page. In case you've just missed this interview, you can just scroll through and see what is it that we are discussing. So right about now, we are going to take a short breather and we will continue with the discussion. Remember, yesterday we did bring in some of the stories that made headline. We will be zooming into some of the stories that made headline. And then remember also something big is happening today. The president will actually be addressing Parliament. What are your expectations and what is it that you're looking forward to the president to address this morning, so that if those particular issues are not addressed, we will have an opportunity as Camnet TV to interview some of the people who will be attending Parliament session, and we can get to interact. So we are going to be discussing that and many more. Stay tuned to Camnet TV, not just another channel. Let's go on a short break.
On Monday, 27th February 2023, on National Matters, join Pastor Moses Chiluba with his guest, Mr. Xavier Chishimba, President of UPP.
What you are saying is, we in the UPP, if we want to fight against corruption, we must separate, as a matter of agency, policy formulation from implementation. Right now we have line ministries making policies, implementing policies. It is wrong.
As as they discuss governance, corruption, justice, and economy.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, and text messages. Make a date with us. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Living in a wonderful country full of opportunities for investment in property. Make sure your investment is guaranteed. Are you in the process of buying or selling land or properties? Don't waste your time and money. Contact SGK Property Company on 0966 61 0755 or 0762 166018. SGK, a company that will conduct due diligence for you before you purchase any property. Go for a tried and tested genuine company in Zambia. SGK Property Consultants.
Good news, good news. The rains have started. You need to plan your future. Generational wealth is the way to go. Has grafted avocado plants fruiting within 2 to 3 years for sale at only 90 kwacha each, and ordinary avocados at only 45 kwacha each. Contact us on 0979 753010 or 0962 965 883. We are open from 8 hours to 17 hours, Monday to Friday, at Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill, opposite Hilltop Hospital.
Coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet Television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet Television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
On Monday, 27th February 2023, on National Matters, join Pastor Moses Chiluba with his guest, Mr. Xavier Chishimba, President of UPP.
What you are saying is, we in the UPP, if we want to fight against corruption, we must separate, as a matter of agency, policy formulation from implementation. Right now we have 9 ministries making policies, implementing policies. It is wrong.
As they discuss governance, corruption, justice, and economy.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, and text messages. Make a date with us. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for staying tuned to Camnet TV. We were discussing the digital platform space. But before we continue with our discussion, we are going to take a short break. I think we are getting some echo in the background, a little bit of a challenge we are having here. So my tech, I think we can take a short breather. Just a short breather, but stay tuned to Camnet TV. We will be coming back to your screen shortly.
Living in a wonderful country full of opportunities for investment in property. Make sure your investment is guaranteed. Are you in the process of buying or selling land or properties? Don't waste your time and money. Contact SGK Property Company on 0966 610755 or 0762 166018. SGK, a company that will conduct due diligence for you before you purchase any property. Go for a tried and tested genuine company in Zambia. SGK Property Consultants.
Oh, thank you so much. We apologize for that, a bit of the sound that was coming from our studio. But of course, we continue with the program this morning. Remember, today's Republican President, Hakainde Hichilema, is expected to address Parliament. A lot of expectations are coming out there from the people who expect to actually see a lot happen when it comes to what the President has to say. So let's get to hear what you also have to say. What is it that you're expecting the President to specifically table, or what important matters do you want the President to address today when he speaks to Parliament? So that and many more others. We'll also be bringing you a bit of updates on what the President will be saying on our Facebook page, so you can stay glued to our screens. And of course, other Parliament TV, of course, will be televising that particular session live. You can also follow along with us. But yes, we are having the President, of course, addressing Parliament today. Then yesterday, in the stories that made headline, remember the country's inflation rate has increased from 9.4%, where it was last month, to 9.6%. We've seen an increase of about 0.2%. And then also yesterday, we did see the Northwestern Province Youth Chairperson for the United Party for National Development advocating that some civil servants actually should be fired or reshuffled because they are frustrating government's effort in, of course, guiding or doing things correctly. So what am I talking about? We are going to zoom into that story that made headline, and let's get to hear what you have to say. Do you agree that there are actually some civil servants who are frustrating government's effort in delivering development to Zambia? I don't know about that, but that is according to Northwestern Province Youth Chairperson under the United Party for National Development. Let's zoom into that story that made headline.
Human resource officers in all the districts, I want to appeal this to the Provincial Payment Secretary to ensure that effects transfers, because teachers are complaining. Favoritism, tribalism being exhibited by human resource officers, and corruption in various departments, and more especially the health department, and education. There is a mess. Who are these people trying to impress? Because when we talk when we talk of civil service and service delivery, if you are not ready to be a civil servant, just resign and stay away, than doing wrong things in a government office so that people who fail to blame you, but they blame the pending government. I think we're not going to allow this. As a party, we are the party that is ruling.
There you have it. So that was yesterday's meeting in Solwezi District, where the Northwestern Provincial Youth Chairman Bruce Kanema was appealing to the Provincial Permanent Secretary to effect some transfers among human resource officials and directors in the province. According to him, these people are frustrating government's effort in delivering better services, and of course they need to be transferred from the province. So that was Kanema yesterday making a recommendation to the provincial permanent secretary. Do you agree with what he is saying? Maybe those from Northwestern province. So Rezi there, let's get to hear what you have to say. Is it true that we have some human resource officers who are of course frustrating government's effort? They are frustrating civil servants who are working in the civil service because they do not mean well for the country. And of course the UPND, that was according to him, he says he has appealed to civil servants who do not want to work with the government to resign on moral grounds than doing wrong things. So he was speaking at a press briefing that was held in Solwezi yesterday. And then also the president yesterday was addressing the chiefs, the House of Chiefs. He met with our traditional leaders, and among prominent issues that came into play was the fact that there's been a lot of land issues and most of these traditional settlements. So Republican president has disclosed that 55,000 hectares of customary land were converted to state land without following the due process in the last 2 years of the Patriotic Front in administration. President Hichilema wondered who authorized the conservation of such a huge portion of customary land to state land. The head of state says he will not encourage a situation where land is converted from customary tenure to state tenure without following the due process. And he was speaking when he met these traditional leaders in Lusaka. He reiterates his commitment to work with traditional leaders without segregation in order to improve their livelihood and that of their chiefdoms. And House of Chief Chairperson Senior Chief Unkola has urged the government to give a time frame for when the construction of the 286 palaces will be completed. So that was one of the stories that made headline. Let's zoom into that story that made headline in our news.
Thursday, 23rd February 2023, Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema led House of Chiefs in a meeting centered on the need for government and traditional leaders to work together in addressing the challenges the country is faced with. During the meeting, President Hichilema pointed out the displacement of people from their land in the previous regime after government converted 55,000 hectares of customary land to the state as one of the challenges. He assured all traditional leaders that there will be equal treatment as opposed to the previous situation where some traditional leaders were treated superior than others in order to promote unity.
Because we've stated it before, Chair of the House of Chiefs, that this new Dawn government is committed to restoring and to according dignity and respect to all the traditional leaders in our country without segregation, without being selective. And I dare say it, that in the past, some Royal Highnesses or chiefs were more chiefs than others. This will not happen going forward. This government will accord equitous treatment, befitting treatment to all the Royal Highnesses. And
the head of state also says working together with traditional leaders, government will help facilitate and restore dignity and respect among itself and traditional leaders and bring investments that will help the growth of the economy.
With you, the Royal Highnesses, on all matters that affect, I repeat, on all matters that affect the welfare of your people, the people you superintend over, we shall work with you. On all matters relating to your welfare as traditional leaders, as partners.
The president has since assured that government is committed in working closely with the chiefs on all matters concerning their welfare and delivering services to the Zambian people. Sampa Mulenda, reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
There you have it. That was the Republican president yesterday giving assurance to the traditional leaders that they will sort some of the issues that, of course, pertain to land. We know that some customary land was actually converted into state land by the former administration. And of course, the president says the due process was not followed and is going to ensure that it looks into that aspect. So today, of course, we are expecting the president to address Parliament, and we are looking forward to see what is it that the president will be talking about. So send us those messages, contributions, and submissions with regards to what you want to see the president discuss. So because we are rushing to go into Parliament and attend to other issues, we have to close the program. This is where the breakfast show comes to an end. For everyone who's been watching us, we appreciate your viewership. Remember, Camnet TV cares for you. We brought to you the health corner where the doctor was discussing prostate cancer, and we also did the morning boost where we were exercising, keeping our bodies in shape. And of course, we were discussing digital marketing with someone from H&M group of companies, that is Milombe Mwana Mojende. So we thank you for everyone who was just joining us on the program, and we look forward to having another discussion same time next week on Friday. Remember, Camnet TV is not just another channel. Stay blessed.